Hi, everyone. We're very honored to interview Yang Lan today, who's a female leader in the Chinese media industry. And also, she's been recognized by the Forbes magazine as 100 most powerful women. So, without further ado, let's kick off the interview. So, Yang Lan, would you talk more about your bonding and connection with Women's Gala? And how was the gala last year?
Thank you. Thank you, Katrina. I was very honored to receive the Women's Achievement Award from the gala in 2017. And ever since, I've been serving on the board of the jury to select other awardees. Every year, I've seen so many inspiring stories from different walks of life, all these brilliant, outstanding women to make their mark on the progress of the society, of science and technology, of culture, and from many other different categories and regions. So it has been a great privilege to know their stories. I loved the gala last year, particularly because it was the first big scale gathering after the COVID pandemic. So it was very heartwarming to see many old friends like Yu Tsai, Handou Li, Amy Choi, etc., as well as many young faces. It's lovely to see these young women from college, from the workplace, who gave a big momentum and energy to the Chinese community.
That's wonderful. I had the honor to be at the Women's Gala last year as well. And as you mentioned, it's so good to see all the female leaders and young powers getting together and sharing their stories about love and passion and celebrating women leadership together. So I have always been inspired by your career achievements. As a female leader in the Chinese media industry, what motivates you to build such a wonderful career? And what aspects do you enjoy the most as a media person?
Well, I'm always a little bit reserved in terms of how would you define success? From my point of view, so long as you can pursue your own dream and realize your potentials, it's a success. So I don't know whether I'm successful or not, but I do know what motivates me and what give me a sense of fulfillment in my work. As a media person for more than 30 years, it is my job and also my passion to seek truth, connect people, and create values. My first show on television was to introduce the world to the Chinese communities. My interview show, Yang Lan One-on-One, was the first and the longest lasting high-end in-depth interview program on Chinese television. And so far, I have interviewed more than 1,200 personalities around the world, including many leaders from politics, business, arts, and sports, and society, etc. I take the pride in telling people stories and get their voices heard, let people know behind the news how events and decisions were shaped and what were the human considerations behind those stories. In recent years, I've been focusing on technology as well as culture. For example, I did the documentary on artificial intelligence, and also I've been doing programs on rediscovering the intangible cultural heritage, a big part of which is hand craftsmanship, because I think it's very interesting to rediscover the beauty and wisdom of handmaking in the age of machine intelligence. I believe that's in the heart of humanity too.
So, talking about artificial intelligence and handmaking work, how do you think social and culture matters are impacting how people thinking about things and potentially changing the world?
Well, I believe science and arts are the two engines or the two winds of humanity. Of course, sometimes we're always carried away by some current news, in a quite chaotic and turbulent world like this is. But I would say that the power the efforts to seek truth and also to shape our culture and arts, the deep currents under the turbulent surfaces of water. That's the way I see it. So I think it's very inspiring and also comforting to rediscover those stories. When I visit the craftsmen, the artisans who have inherited a certain skill and perfect it in a way that they create the most brilliant hand craftsmanship in the world. You see the power of focus, of mindfulness, of a dedication to something, the craftsmanship, the spirit, which is very relevant to all of us. It's actually also a matter of sustainability and peace of mind. We all experience certain anxieties in a world full of uncertainties. And I think in these cultural roots, we can find the inner power that help us to calm down and focus on the things we believe in. So I think faith, commitment, and continuous effort and full of love and passion to do the things that you truly create, and which also add value to other people's life, is a wonderful way to to make sense of our history, of our community, and even the future of mankind.
Well, I love the inner PowerPoint that you just raised. And it's definitely a super inspiring way to think about humanity and technology. As you said, love and passion are driving a lot of things. And just like how you have been inspiring people, girls and women to chase after their dreams. So talking back to Women's Gala, one of the topics is to celebrate women achievements and leadership. So as a female role model, what is your understanding of women's power? And what do you want to say to women in our generation and the next generation?
Well, for the past 15 years or so, I've been committed to women's education and empowerment in China. We set up one of the biggest and the leading women's educational community called Her Village. And we also offer leadership programs to women entrepreneurs and executives. So my understanding of women leadership is to promote more women into leadership positions. I don't believe there is leadership style between women and men, as to say, I don't think there's a kind of leadership which is women's leadership versus men's leadership, but rather I think there are models of good leadership, which means vision, organizational skills, and also the power of advocacy for the positive changes of the world. In that matter, there's no leadership between men or women, but rather, I think because in the past, the women are underrepresented in leadership positions. So we want to advocate for women leadership, which means to promote more women into leadership positions so that our decisions, strategies, and policies are made with more proportionate and balanced perspectives. So I think it's a collective effort, and never take it for granted. All we enjoy today as a woman at workplace or in a society are attributed to the continuous efforts and the tears and bloods and sweats of our ancestors and our grandmothers and mothers.
Well, thank you, Yanglan. I believe that's definitely going to inspire a lot of women. As you said, any achievements should not be limited by gender. So women, men, and people in any gender should have the same right to dream and to make an impact. So here comes to our last question. What do you look forward to the most to this year's gala? And also, what do you want to say to the audiences who are watching this interview?
Well, I hope that this year's gala would also demonstrate the power of women leadership in the society, which is to make more positive changes, not just for women community, but also for our society as a whole. And I also think by cherishing women leadership, we're not just labeling them with a title of being successful, but rather to cherish the courage and the spirit of making changes, and also dare to explore the world and to seek their dreams. And also like to invite all our audience to check out the tickets at the website and come to our gala on May the 14th to meet my fellow women leaders.
Thank you so much, Yanglan. So that wraps up our interview. And thank you so much for everyone who are watching this video. Please remember to check out the tickets online. We look forward to seeing you at this year's Women's Gala. And also, we look forward to celebrating women achievements and leadership with you and all the female leaders. Thank you.